Hello everyone, welcome back to Catherine's Plates. It's soup day. I am going to show you how to make a hamburger vegetable soup. Now this soup also is known as poor man's soup, pantry soup, a canned soup where you put a lot of canned stuff into your pot and do that. So I'm calling it hamburger vegetable soup. And then we're going to go from there. This soup has a delicious broth, has tomatoes in it, has vegetables in it, whether you get it from your refrigerator, freezer, or your pantry, loaded up. And it's also going to have some pasta in it, and we've got the ground beef that's going to happen to it also. Now I'm just chopping up a yellow onion here. This is my daughter's favorite soup, so I'm going to be making a big pot of it, pass it on to her. I will be saving a few bowls for myself. Now my poor husband, Thomas, had his wisdom tooth pulled. Only one. He cannot really chew on anything right now, so, well, too bad for him. But this is my daughter's favorite soup. My husband's favorite soup is poblano cheddar soup, which I will be making for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I'm going to keep all of my vegetables very small as I dice them. We're starting off with this onion. And then I'm going to run over to the bell pepper, some carrots, and celery. You can use as many vegetables as you want in your soup. The more vegetables you add to your soup, you're going to want to lessen how much you put in there. I'm using a whole yellow onion for this soup because it's going to melt down. But it's going to add some nice flavor and add to the texture of the soup. There we go. I'm going to take a bell pepper. I'm just going to take off the sides here. I'm just going to run my knife through, make some strips. Okay, you let me know what you like in a vegetable soup. I'm going to try to keep these pretty small so that they cook nice and even. I love bell pepper in a soup. All right, I peel my carrots. Carrot peeler out here. He's known as the fastest peeler in the kitchen. I'm going to cut off the ends. I'm going to cut them in half. Cut them lengthwise. Watch your fingers. Tuck them in. And then I'm going to cut that in half. So we have like shoestrings. And then I'm going to cut these very small. Carrots add a nice flavor, adds nice vitamins and everything to your soup, which you're going to need this soup season, especially winter. And we want them to cook along with everything else pretty fast. All right. That looks good. It's going to be simmering for a while, so they'll get soft. You just don't want big chunks in there or it'll take a long time. Got the delicious celery here. I'm just going to go down the center with my knife, kind of drag it through. I've already washed off my celery. I want some good stuff in the soup today. Lots of good stuff. But you can leave out anything you don't want in your soup. Ooh, this smells good. I'm going through the leaves of it and it smells yummy. That's what I want in my soup. There we go, you guys. We're ready to start sauteing these down and adding some nice flavor. Okay. Got my large, deep Dutch oven here. We're going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of some cooking oil. Not too much. You don't want to drown it in oil. We're going to put this on a medium-high heat. We're going to let that heat up. When this comes together in your Dutch oven, it's going to smell amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and start adding everything across the board. All right. Got my onion in, bell pepper, do the carrots. And our celery. All of this is going to give it a nice color to your soup and make you happy. All right, let's get a spatula here, start sauteing these down. This should take about 5 minutes. Just set your timer. That's what I'm going to do right now. And then we'll come back and take a look at it. The aromas in here, smells delicious. Now I have a lot of vegetables in here, so I am going to add in another tablespoon of oil. That way they don't dry out in our pot. Our vegetables are partly cooked. They will cook down further along in the soup. We're going to go ahead now, and I'm going to put in 1.5 pounds of ground beef into the pot here and break it up. All right, I'm getting my garlic ready. I'm just going to peel it and then run it through my chopper once the ground beef is done. And then we'll drain it. And then we'll add the minced garlic in. Okay, the ground beef is browned up. And I also drained out any excess grease that was in the pot here. I just put some paper towels in there, sopped it all up, and got rid of that. All right, now I'm going to put in my garlic. I'm doing my garlic now because I don't want to lose that flavor when I was draining the grease out. Plus, we don't want to burn the garlic. So I've got a few cloves here. We're going to put in like 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. We're going to cook this down for 1 minute. We want to release the aromas in the garlic into the meat and the vegetables. And then while that's happening, all right, let's start adding our broth. I've got 8 cups here. I'm going to start with 6 and see if I have enough room for all of it. But we'll start with 6 because we got a lot going in here. We're going to place our burner on a high heat to get this going to a boil. While this is coming to a boil, we're going to add in 1 can, 14 ounces of diced tomatoes, juice and all. And then we're going to add in 1 can, 10 ounces of Rotel tomatoes. Add a nice flavor with those chilies in there. If you don't want to do that, then you can add another can of diced tomatoes, some tomato sauce. You want about 10 to 14 ounces of that second amount there. Okay, I'm going to add in some Italian seasoning. There we go. About a teaspoon. I definitely want to get in some black pepper. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Very little, but we do want to get some salt. We got a lot of vegetables going on in there. About 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to enhance the garlic flavor with a little bit of garlic. And then, you know it, I'm going to enhance the onion with a little bit of onion powder. Let me open that up a little bit. There we go. All right, let's stir that all together, and then we will bring that to a boil. And then while that's happening, since that is all of our flavor profile, I'm going to get a spoon and give that a taste. Oh my gosh, that is so good. All right, it's fixing to come to a boil, and then we're going to finish this off. All right, we got a small boil going on in there. I did add the rest of that beef broth. So 8 cups went into this big Dutch oven. Or you can use a soup pot for this also. You just want it nice and deep. I did go in my pantry and I found a can of corn. I drained it. I'm going to add it. And I found a can of green beans. Drained it, and I'm going to add it. You want to add these towards the end so they don't get too mushy. They're only going to cook as long as it takes to cook the pasta. You want about 6 to 8 ounces of a small or medium size dried pasta here. These are medium shells. We're going to add that. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. We're going to give this a stir. Oh yeah. We're going to leave this on the high heat so that way that pasta cooks and gets nice and tender in our soup. You know, look at all that good stuff going on in there. Oh. I'll be back, and I'm going to bowl up a delicious bowl of hamburger vegetable soup, or a poor man's soup, or a pantry, refrigerator soup, canned soup, whatever you want to call it. I'm ready. Okay, the soup is done. The pasta is cooked through and nice and tender. Does that look delicious? What are y'all adding into your soup? Mmm. That's delicious. Mmm. Wow. It's so warming. Just warms you up from the inside out, that's for sure. Those pastas cooked all the way through nice and tender, all those vegetables, all the flavors. If you add a can of Rotel, you're going to be happy. You'll be happy regardless though. You don't have to add it, but it adds a nice little soothing element to it, nice little heat to it. Okay, you guys, don't forget to let me know what's in your bowl of hamburger vegetable soup. Woo! I will see y'all on the next episode. Bye. Oh my gosh.